Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream full of fun products and giveaways and things. So we will just give everyone a minute to locate themselves on the socials and settle in, and then we'll get started. Oh, I'm seeing all the hellos. Hello, everybody. So I'm going to eliminate the mini slim spotlight from today's live, but I'm going to do it tomorrow morning first thing, and I'm going to do it by itself because the video is just going to be way too long and there's just too much information and I don't want to rush through it. So if you came for the mini slim spotlight, you're going to have to reschedule till tomorrow morning. But I just feel like it's too much to put in one video. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to split it up. I just feel like I'm going to do a better job. So if you want to bow out, you can, but I'll be back tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to plan to do it at 9:30 a.m. I know it's early, but I want to get it done because I'm going to actually head into the store after that. So yeah, so tune in tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. For the mini slim spotlight portion of this video. I will post it on our social media tonight just to let you know and remind you, but I'm gonna take it out of today's video. But we have lots to do today. So we are doing a giveaway, and it is a physical giveaway. So in order to earn this, you're going to have to shop with us between now and midnight tonight, and it has to be something from this video. We are also doing the Gina K live release tonight. So if you do the live release and put in the video in your order that you were here for the live, I'm going to know if you were or weren't by your purchases. So you have to purchase something that we talk about in the live. So that is very important. And I will be checking because we've got a lot going on. So in order to win this, you have to shop between now and midnight tonight. In the comments of your order, you need to put live stream, live video, love your live, whatever you want to write. And that will sort of trigger me to check your order and make sure that it will qualify. And if it does, then you're going to be entered into a draw, which I will post the winners of tomorrow. We're going to have two winners because we have the exact same prize. Now, we often purchase from Gina K and Tailored Expressions on the retail side of their website, which means we are not a store when we're doing that. We're just a person. And so our orders are sometimes rather large, but we only get one or two incentive sets. So we can't really do much with them, but we do like to pass them on to our customers. So these are incentive sets from Tailored Expressions and Gina K that we received, and we're just going to give them away to you guys. So the winners are each going to get exactly the same thing, but there will be two. First one is one of their little monthly stamps. I know it's hard to see in here, but it's a flower. They have flowers of the month. So that's a little stamp. Oh, you can see it better in this one. There we go. So that's a little stamp that's going to come. Then you're going to get the All at Once Spring Celebrations stamp set. So this is a one full stamp. There is a matching die. They have a whole series of these stamps. So there is a die that matches this that you can lay over top and cut them all out at once, or you can just use your trimmer and cut them in between, however you want to do that. There's a few little icons there as well. And then we're also giving away the Come On and Celebrate die set. So that is the word celebrate and then a double shadow die. So it is a great prize pack. So it's a good incentive to place an order between now and midnight. And like I said, we will pick two winners. So just make sure you're following along. Oh, you know what? Yes, make sure you're following along with the rules. Okay, so make sure that you're putting that word live or live stream in your comments on your order. Otherwise, I just skip right over it. Okay, everybody clear? Okay. Now everyone's saying, I guess I got to buy something. Well, you know, that might be why we do it, but you know. Okay, so we're going to go through a bunch of new products. Some are restock. and some are new. Now, that means I'm going to have a little slideshow here. So I'm just going to pull up my slideshow, and I'm going to fix my view. There we go. So you can see both. Okay, so I have a little note sitting beside me to let me know how many slides I have for each thing that I'm showing, just so I know when to click the button. If I mess it up, well, that's all I mean, I tried. Okay, so this is a restock. This is the nesting postage collage die and stencil from Waflle. This was their, it was 2 releases ago. The latest release just came out, which you will see. But we did sell out of this very, very fast. I did cut out and stencil a few things when I did that live, but I took those samples to the store, so I don't have them here. Amanda has the product for this live now, and she will be creating samples for it. So there will be things coming very soon. Well, I just robbed Peter to pay Paul. Okay, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Okay, so this is just a sample I'm showing there of the die, the postage die. So you're looking at the big rectangle die, and then also the small little insert here in this sample. And then the stencil allows you to mask off those areas and also creates that little border that you see going around that sample that you see there. So this is back in stock along with the blocks die. So the blocks die is kind of a add-on, and it will frame those nesting postage collage images. So you can see how we've got a nice frame around this one. And on this one here, it shows the frame around the circle one. So you don't have to get this. If you want to use those nesting postage collage stencils and then have that nice postage frame around it. And then this is the blocks one, which will allow you to get rid of the postage edge and do a nice frame. Plus these layer up so nicely together. If you want to go back and watch the live that I did the demo in for that. I'm going to make a note to add it. What I'll do is add that video link in the description of this video to make it easy for you to find it. But it might take me a day or so to get that done. So I'm just going to make a note. Link in video. You know what? I'm going to look at that later and go, what does that mean? That happens to me all the time. The other thing that is back in stock is this, and it is the nesting postage greetings. So you can see that little hey friend. Is this the one that has the hey friend on it? No, it's not. Okay, so let's back up. I think my other slide shows it. No, is this not the right one? Oh, there's the celebrate one. So this little greeting set can be used on its own for anything, but it also fits nicely inside this little piece right here. They're just like one-word sentiments, and they do fit in there quite nicely. So that sold out really quickly as well. So we've got that back in stock too. Okay, so I've got to go forward again. All right, and this also sold out really quickly. The nesting postage stamp set. So there are stamp sets that belong with the original postage collage. They are much smaller. This is more of like, there's my hand, so it's big, but it's more to scale with the images that came out with the nesting postage collage. So these are back in stock, and you can see them on a mini slim card right in that sample, just to give you an idea for size. Okay, so that is all a restock. And then this is also a restock. This is the wood grain texture die, and it does come with a matching stencil. So you can use each of these independently, but they work really nicely together. And the background of this card was created with this texture die and stencil. So I have 2 slides to show you. Just this one is a bit darker, and then this one is a bit lighter. Just this one shows the texture and the stencil a little bit easier because there's a contrast in colors, but you can get a really beautiful deeper wood grain as well. So they're a lot of fun and a really good staple to have in your stash. Now, both of these samples are sort of showing Christmas. This did come out with a Christmas release, so that's why the samples are showing that, but by no means is it limited to Christmas. So you can definitely use this all year long. So that has been restocked. This is, I think, the third or fourth restock on this one. So it's a very popular one for sure. And then when I was shopping, I stumbled across this, which I thought was really cool as well. It's not a new product, but we brought it in because everybody loves wood grain. This one is in the shape of the actual like slices of wood. So you can use just the textured piece, and then you also have a shadow. So if you want the texture piece will cut out, and then if you want to shadow it, like shown in this one where it has the light and then the dark, which would be like the rim of bark around the outside of the slice, then you have that option. And then you can layer whatever you want on top of it, whether it be greenery or critters or anything that you want to make beautiful scenes with that. So I love that. Would be really nice for a layout as well. It's a really nice size, so works great for cards, but then it also has that potential just even for a nice big title block on an outdoor sort of layout would be really cool. So that is new for us, but not a new product. And then the tag toppers are back in stock as well. This also is something that sold out really quickly when we first got it in. That's very cool. I think I would count the rims to see how old the tree is. Well, you know, you could do that. So you can see the little mushroom tag that is on this sample and the little topper that's on the top. So this gives you a few options for different tag toppers. It's a really inexpensive die and really handy to have, especially if you love to make tags. All right, now we're moving on to new products. So this is pumpkin time. Now this is Waflle Flower's fall release. And I know that some of it is going to be Thanksgiving related, and we've already passed that. But the Americans don't celebrate Thanksgiving until November. So they're just coming into that season. So even though we've already passed that season, things like this don't come around all the time. So definitely scoop them up while you see them and have them in your stash for next year because it is pretty spectacular. But pumpkins are a real nice fall thing. I love the top view of this set. So this is a texture die and a stencil, and they work together. So you can use the stencil on its own just to create the pumpkins. But the texture die does add that texture, and it also makes it really easy to cut the pumpkins out because you'll notice that there are cut lines, but then there's these breaks, which makes it so that they don't pop out unless you snip that little area. So it's kind of a cool thing, but you can actually cut out and have individual pumpkins with the texture die as well. So there's a beautiful picture of those pumpkins, like as if you were looking from the top. And here they are cut apart and clustered. So you can definitely cut them apart and arrange them any way you want. And you can see by the two different slides that you can choose any colors of pumpkins that you want. There's a lot of very unique varieties of pumpkins that you can use for porch decor and stuff now. So they aren't all just orange. So it's a really cool option to have that. And here you can see that this card was making a border going down the side. And that's all done with this texture die. Now, that one is called Pumpkin Time. Okay, so I just inserted a couple slides here. I don't have this product with me. This also came out with this release, and it is the vertical Happy and then the vertical Thanks dies. So there you can see what that vertical Happy looks like. Just a different orientation. And you can use it for a lot of different things. This is showing a happy birthday, but you can do, happy anniversary, happy Easter, happy birthday, happy anything that you are happy about. So just by adding a couple of smaller words, you can turn the happy into anything. And obviously you can change the colors as well. So that is the happy. And then there's the thanks. Oops, I have to go backwards so I can show you, which is featured right here. Okay, along with the pumpkins. So those are two dies that I don't have in my pile, but I wanted to insert those in there just so you those are available as well. Okay, so then we're going to move on to probably my favorite die in this whole release, and it is the Cozy Icons die. So it is just a die. You can cut the dies out. I would recommend in white paper, and then you can ink blend on them to get all of the color and bring them to life. Obviously, you have the option to cut these greenery dies and things out of colored cardstock, and you can still do some ink blending to add depth and texture. But you can see in a lot of these slides, like all the leaves on the slide that you see up there now were cut with white paper, and then the ink blending was done on top of that. But this set does have the little coffee mugs in it. And you see the little band that goes on the to-go cup, the little sleeve. It has a little pumpkin etched into it, which I just love. And here are the icons again. So there's a mushroom in there. There's a little snail in there. There's that to-go cup. There's lots of greenery. So let's just back up. I showed it to you there. But I think the greenery is featured. Yep, in here. Oh, no, those might be from the pumpkins. Okay, maybe not. I got mixed up on my slides. But there you can see the greenery. There's acorns in this set as well. And then there's just the to-go cups, and you don't have to include any of the other icons in here to make some really fun cards with those to-go cups. So that is a really fun thing to do. Now, another thing that is not here, but I wanted to show is the overlapping your. And I did a whole feature video on these overlapping stencils and stamps and dies and how amazing they are. And this is the newest edition. So the word your and the word amazing are from two separate sets. But I'm also going to point out all of the greenery, the acorns, the snail, all of that is from this set here. So the sets I'm talking about are this set here. It's a stencil and die combo. So you take that stencil and you stencil it out in different colors and just move it around, and all of it overlaps and it creates the big word your. And then this set is the stamps with matching dies that go over top of the your word, and all of the things that are on here coordinate with it. So you're amazing, you're awesome, you're the best, you're so cool, and you're loved. So I don't have those sets here with me, but they were part of this release as well. And I wanted to just point that out. So I'll just flash back there so you can see how the your is stenciled and then die cut out. And then the amazing is stamped and die cut and layered over top. So really, really fun look. They have a whole series. They're called the overlapping. If you type in overlapping, they all come up on our online store, and we just love them. Okay, what's up next? Oh, there's another one showing you the your amazing. So really cool options for sure. And there you can see those icons here. But what we're actually looking at in this slide is this die. It is the fringe frames die. So Tailored Expressions had a frayed edge stacklet that a lot of people were on the wait list for, and it has been discontinued. I can't find it on their website anymore, so I'm thinking they've taken it off, and they'll likely come out with something else along the lines of that. But in the meantime, a lot of people were looking for that. And this is a very similar die that creates 4 different sizes of those fringed edge background pieces. So the mats that you can layer everything on. This one also comes with little tassels here. They can be put in the corners of the piece once you cut it out if you want to, but they are an add-on. It's not something that is part of the like attached to the die, so you can work with it however you want. But that is what we're showing here on this, and you can see there's 2 different sizes that are layered there, and the fringe die is awesome. The price point on it is very good too. It's only $28.99, and a lot of times for these layering dies, you'll pay up to $40 for a set, so it's a really good one. All right, and then next up, we have just a small little stamp set. This was requested by a customer. I don't think she was doing swatching with it. It was more for list making. And this is such a cool little set for that. So you get the 3 different stamps that do the different bullet points. Obviously, you can use it for swatching if you want to, shown in the photo here. But if you're looking to make lists or even for journaling on your layouts, it's a great little stamp set to have in your set. So that is new for us as well. And that was a customer request. So we just wanted to pass it along. Okay, I just have to remove this. Oops. Okay, what the heck? Nope. Remove this and add this. Just have to switch out my slide. Okay, so now we're moving into the table runner die and stencil set. So the stencil, oops, there's the stencil there. The stencil gives you a couple different patterns for your tablecloth, which is really cool. This can be used completely on its own as well to make borders, but it does fit nicely right into this die. And this die can also be used as a nice border as well, regardless of whether or not you use the table aspect of it. So here is an example of the table runner in the background there. So you get that beautiful eyelet lace edge, which is really nice. And then you get the piece in the center there with the stitching on it. And you can layer whatever you want on top. And then the stencil will add the patterns to the tablecloth as shown in the slide. So let's just show a couple different versions. Here is the table setting. So not only do you get the table runner, but you get little knives, forks, spoons, napkins, plates, and then a few, there's napkin rings in here somewhere too. And then you also get, like, you can make decorative plates if you want to. So there's lots of options just to create a nice table. So you could use this for Christmas as well if you changed up your colors, for sure. I'm also going to get you to just keep an eye out on the sentiments that are being used here, because there's several samples that have them, and it's the very last product that I'm going to show you. So just keep an eye on those. And then there is a pie add-on. This just, it's a table add-on, and it's just the pie. So see the pie in the center there, and that features those pumpkins that I showed you earlier. So the pie one is really cool. And here's the pie again. And you can even make it so that there's a slice of pie. Someone did something very creative there to just cut it out. And there you can see the pie is in the center of this card as well. And that features the tiny icons that were shown earlier too. So the pie add-on is really fun. My mom always makes pies for all of our gatherings. So it'd be really cool to send her a pie one, or if you're doing a recipe book or something like that, it's a great little thing to have. And then there's also a turkey table add-on. So turkey dinner. So again, not just for Christmas, if you do turkey at Christmas, sorry, not just for Thanksgiving, if you do turkey for Christmas or even for Easter, this is something that you could pull out frequently. And you can make great table decor with this type of thing as well. So that is a fun one for sure. I think I have one more slide with the turkey. Yep. So that it kind of incorporates the table one and then the turkey in the center. So really cool ideas. And again, I've never seen anything like this before, so I just thought it was so cool. If you are following along with the silhouette dies that Waflle Flower has been releasing, this is their latest one, and it is the Autumn Sunset. And I have several slides here to show you because it's hard to just pick one. Here's sort of a ink blended background with the postage collage, and then they've stamped the silhouette stamp over top in black, which is just beautiful. And then here's one with a ink blended background, and it looks like a leaf stencil on there. And then they've stamped the silhouettes in brown and just added a little bit of white gel pen. Isn't that beautiful? So totally changes the feel of the card. That one to this one. This one's much softer. And then my final one here is a real sunset background that has been stenciled on there. And then the silhouette has been stamped in black. Now, if you're using the postage collage when you create this, just keep in mind too that you can take the postage collage and cut it all up into little postage pieces. So each one of those sections becomes its own scene, which is really, really cool. So that is that. And then this is the sentiment set that I showed you, that to keep an eye out. Those sentiments are being featured on all of these cards. Now, the cool thing about their sentiments is you'll notice that they have numbers beside them. Those numbers are also on the dies. So the corresponding die will match the stamp number, which makes it really easy to line them up, because some of these are really hard to figure out which die goes with which greeting. And it's really cool that they've numbered them. So that is a really good option. Now, what is next on here? Okay, we're moving on to that. All right, so that's it for Waflle Flower. And now we're going to move on to Altenew. So Altenew has a new embossing folder and stencil combo. Yes, I think all companies should do that. I'm not sure why they don't, because it is just a super awesome way to figure out which die goes with which stamp. And once you've experienced it, it's like amazing. So, all right, so this is called Woodland Path, and it is an embossing folder and stencil combo. So in other words, you can use the embossing folder on its own, and you can see there what it looks like when it's embossed out. And then you can also use the stencil on its own, but you can also use them together. So if you want your stenciled artwork to be raised up, then you can use the embossing folder to do that. But I love that you can use them together or apart. So let's just see here. Get my list out. I have 2 slides. So I showed you the first one. And this one is just sort of with a little bit more color so you can kind of see what it looks like. And you know what's really cool is these, once you emboss these, it makes them really easy to fussy cut because they're raised up so you can kind of really see the edge. And that's what they've done on this. They've actually embossed the background, done their stenciling, and then they did the stenciling on its own and embossed it. And then they cut out the mushrooms and laid them over top of where the mushroom is on the background. So it's a really cool option. So they cut out this mushroom and they cut out these acorns and just laid them over top to give you that even more of a 3D look, which is super cool. So I love that by embossing, especially the 3D ones, it does give you a really easy way to fussy cut things out. So that is that. Now we've restocked a lot of the zero waste die cut plates that Altenew is famous for. They have several of them, and every time we get them in, we sell out. So the really cool thing about a zero waste plate is that this is the piece of paper once you take your plate and you cut everything out. So you have like windows where all the die cut pieces pop out. So you can use this on its own. You can use all the pieces that pop out on their own, or you can put the pieces back inside like a puzzle. So there is zero waste on a die like this, and it has a lot of potential. So that's why they're so popular. So here it shows the just the panel, all the little pieces that pop out. And then here's just an example of how you can use the pieces on their own to create little clusters. So this one here is called Fun Little Flowers. And just to show you, that is the panel cut out, and then an ink blended piece of paper with the panel cut out a second time. And then those pieces were inserted back in the first panel. It's like a puzzle. And then you ended up with a basically frameable piece of art. It's really beautiful. And you can change up your colors and do whatever you want with that. And then you can see the flowers in this one are used along with another stamp and die set just for embellishments. So you can definitely cut this whole thing out and then just use all the pieces that pop out to do whatever you like. So that's that one. And then they have the berries and branches. So again, this one looks very Christmassy to me and definitely can be used as Christmas, but change up your colors. And you can see by the sample here, if you want to just use pieces, you can create some really beautiful colors and anything that you want. So that's a really cool one. But you can see too, like clustering here. And then on the back, they do give you like a layering guide for this one that shows if you take this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece and so on, you can get a really nice berry cluster. So the guide is there. And they do give you color options too. Obviously, these are Altenew colors, but even if you just have the color there, you can match it up to something that you might have in your stash. So that's a handy little thing too. So, and then we can move on to the next one, which is the leaf pattern. People are always looking for leaves. So these ones come with leaf stems. And again, this is them all cut out. This is the panel, and this is the individual cluster if you decide to do that. So really, really cool options for that. And here you can see like a rainbow version of that, which is also very fun. So there's the panel that's left behind, and then all the pieces that popped out are just layered on white and popped up just to make it look really cool. So lots of options for those. Those are called zero waste. Then we have the layered snowflakes die from Altenew. I don't think this was is new, a new release, but people are starting to think about snowflake season, especially with the holidays coming up. A lot of card makers are very active right now making Christmas cards. So this is just a set that has lots of different sizes and styles of snowflakes. And then obviously you can layer them all up if you want to create a really nice cluster. So that one is called Layered Snowflakes 2. Okay. Oh, I wanted to point out, see in this card here, you see the two larger clusters, but then there's the two smaller snowflakes that are flat. Actually, there's three against the back. That is a really cool technique. You almost make them blend in to your background. So you just ink blend right over them, or you just do tone on tone and layer them flat to your background. And it's a really cool thing. There's a slide coming up from another company that does a similar thing. I think it's Gina K. This stencil is very, very cool and kind of unique. It doesn't have a theme, which makes it really an excellent addition to your stash because you can use it for any theme. So it does create a checkerboard background, and you can use it just like it's shown here as a grounding point for your focal image, which I just love. And again, switch up your colors. You can do it for any season, any theme. And this one, they've turned it on a diagonal and used the pattern that way, which is also really cool. So I quite like this one. We're going to sell out before I can add it to my stash, but I will be reordering because I think it is a very useful concept. Okay, now we're going to look at another pumpkin option. This one is front facing. So you've got a couple of options. We broke it up. The whole suite actually goes together, but they can be used individually. So we broke them up into sections. So we have the embossing folder and the stencil paired together. So again, you can emboss your pumpkins and then you can stencil them out. Okay, there's 4 layers and you can get some really great raised pumpkins for a beautiful background. And then you can do a stamp and die combination. Okay, so it is a 1-piece stamp, and then the die lays over top of it and cuts all of the pumpkins out. So the die can be paired along with the embossing folder as well, and you could die cut out your embossed pumpkins as well as stencil them. So again, if you want all the options, you combine the two together. But if you want, just a stamp and die or just an embossing folder and a stencil, you can purchase them that way. If you want individual components, you'll have to let us know and we can special order those in for you. But the stamp set also comes with all of these greetings, and there are dies for the larger words that are featured on here too. And I'm just showing you in this sample what they look like. They're front facing, not top facing like the other version was, which was really cool. So that is that. And then our final embossing folder from Altenew is this cozy sweater. It's that real nice chunky cable knit version of a sweater, which is really cool. And you can even create a card that looks like a sweater, but it does make a really nice card front as well. There are not other items instead of pumpkins in this particular release. They have done other sets like this. It's from a series called One Go. They have sentiments and other things that are in that series. But for this release, they just had the pumpkins. And that is it for Altenew. And now you can see we're moving on to another company, which is Spellbinders. And it is the Better Press Society Autumn Cheer Plate. Now, when I say Better Press Society, that means that it is limited. We receive a certain number of them, and then we can't order any more. So when these are gone, they're gone. This particular press plate comes with the 4 different leaves, and look at the texture that's in those leaves. So that's going to transfer when you either ink it up or you foil it. You get the dies to cut them out, and then you also get press plate sentiments as well. So that all comes in the one set. And like I said, they are limited. When they sell out, we can't order anymore. So when they're gone, they're gone. And this just shows you all the different kind of options that you can use when you're creating. You can press them right onto your paper and make like a frame around the outside. You can do a single leaf in the arch with the sentiment. You can stamp and die cut them out and create a collage, or just for individual leaves or whatever. And then there's also this one. This one was actually done with a rainbow foil, which is really cool. But that's what they look like when they're foiled. So again, press plates have a foil component as well as a better press stamping component. So they're really versatile. I just did a live last week, I think it was. I did it on the butterfly. Do you have to have a press plate to use these? What you need is the better press platform in order to use the plates. If you want to foil, then you need the glimmer machine, which is also Spellbinder's product. And both of those are compatible with either the Platinum 6 Spellbinder's die cutting machines, or you can use them with the Big Shot. So you do need a platform in order to use them, yes. Okay, and then just a little one-off thing. This was a bit of a late arrival. This was released with Lawn Fawn's latest release. It is their pickup pokey tool. So on one end, it has a pointed end for piercing and moving things around. And then the other end has the wax tips. And then you have extra wax tips as well. So if you don't have a tool like this and you love Lawn Fawn and you want their brand, you can definitely get that. Gina K has them. There's lots of companies that have them, but we have the Lawn Fawn one now too. Okay, I believe that's the end of this slideshow. So let's just remove that and we'll put up the next one. Okay, we're moving on to tailored. Tailored always has so many things. I will say we did a humongous restock with tailored. So I obviously didn't bring all that home, but ink cubes, ink pads, ink refills, cardstock, a lot of really popular stamps and dies. I know we got a lot of background stamps in as well. So if you haven't been on our online store and checked out the Tailored Expressions brand, I definitely recommend that. We are picking up another big shipment on Thursday, and I have 2 humongous orders from Tailored coming again. So it's going to take us some time to get through all of that. But in the meantime, there's a lot of stuff in the Tailored section. We carry a lot of their products, and our customers just love it. So this is some of the newer things that have arrived. So this is the Disco Vibes collection. Now, again, do I think it's something that everybody's going to be interested in? No. But with all of the Taylor Swift stuff that's going on out there, we thought this collection was really cool. And it does kind of have a retro feel to it as well. So if you grew up in the era of disco, you might find it kind of nostalgic. And this one has some fun foiling options. So what you're looking at here is the base stencil and die set. And it is a die set that cuts out the disco balls. You've got a small and a large round one, and then you have the heart, and then you have some teeny weeny ones over here. And then this one, they each have a shadow that goes in behind along with the string if you want that as well. And then the stencil does all the stenciling for you. There's 4 different stencils in the pack, and it creates all of the color that you see. Now, along with that is a insiders, which are the pre-printed, I'll call them sentiments for the inside of your card, but these can be used on the outside as well. They have a lot of potential and flexibility. They have them for a lot of the collections that they have coming out. So they're used in a lot of different ways. If you follow Tailored at all, you know that. And then there is also a foil-it version available for the disco ball set. So this gives you these 4 different panels that create a foil option for you to add some more glimmer and shine. So I'm just going to show you those. We've got some samples here. So there is a sentiment set that I don't have here. It is called Groovy Greetings. And this is what it looks like. It's a stamp and die. Again, some things that go along with this disco theme, but then some nice standalone ones as well, like Happy Birthday and You Sparkle and that kind of thing. So there's one here too that deck the halls with disco balls. So that could work out well for Christmas too, if you want to do a disco theme for Christmas. But here are some cards that show you what that disco ball looks like. And it's actually quite spectacular. So I think there's a lot of potential here for teenage girls as well. I think, you know, that special kind of thing that, again, you're always looking for things for those tweens and for boys and for girls. This one definitely works out well for the girls. And just by switching up your colors, you can get a completely different look. And even just a sentiment like "you sparkle." That's kind of cool. And here's another one where they use quite a bit of different colors. And some of these samples are using the foilet that is featured here. So I'll back up just one here. This one here, you can kind of see the sparkle, because one of them has this background on it that has those twinkling stars, and that is what's being shown here. Now, on the top of my pile here, you see this stamp set. In behind the panels, they have used this checkerboard stamp, which I think is cool. It's called the Wavy Check. Now, I'm going to jump in here with something for myself. We race remote control cars. My husband and I do that as a hobby. My husband has a business with it as well. But this is a checkered flag, and I'm going to be using this for a lot of stuff. So I added it to mine. Now, I know not all of you have RC car hobbies, but do any of you have stamps and dies in your stash that have cars in them? I think there's a lot of potential for something like this. If any of you purchased the classic cars from Spellbinders, the Mindy Egan collaboration, this would be a really great add-on for a backdrop for those as well. So lots and lots of potential for this, and it's something that you don't see very often. So even if you don't do the disco ball thing, this is something sort of separate on its own. Oh yeah, disco balls for New Year's Eve would be great. I never thought of that. Good idea, Linda. Yeah, these would be awesome for New Year's Eve cards and things. I love that. So yeah, Spellbinders has the cars, 100%. I actually have them here. I can pull them out. If you're not familiar with what they are, I know they've been really popular. They have a, oh, here we go. So here are the cars right here. So we have, well, I have two of them. I don't have a picture for this one, but there's one of the classic cars. So this one is called Classic Car, and then this one is the Timeless Truck, and there is one more. I think it's called a Muscle Car or something, and it would work really, really well with this checkered background. So definitely check it out for sure if you're looking for something like that. Okay, let's move on. But I love the New Year's Eve idea too. I think that's a great idea. Okay, and then they came out with a new triple slim layering stencil. So these are fun. This creates 3 mini slimline cards, which is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow morning. And so I'll pull out some of my mini slim layering stencils tomorrow, and I'll show those as well, because they come out with these every so often, and you basically create 3 panels while you're stenciling out each layer of this stencil. Now, this one creates these 3 images, and it's called Postcards from Paris. So again, it's a little specific with the theme, but it also works really nice for travel, especially if you pair it up with the die set. So we sell this with just the stencil, and then we also sell it with the die add-on. So there's 2 ways you can buy it. And the dies cut out the images after you stencil them. So it's going to cut out the, I don't know, macaroons or macarons, however you say it, the Eiffel Tower, and the scooter with the parcels on it. So that is what the triple slim stencil does. I'm just going to give you an idea of what they look like when they're stenciled out. So this is them just stenciled directly onto a panel. So with the Eiffel Tower, you get the option of adding the hot air balloons. Now, when you're stenciling, if you decide you don't want the hot air balloons, you just don't stencil that part of the stencil. So you have options, and you can switch up your colors. And this also creates those backgrounds that you see there too, that stripe and the postage edge. So those are all included, and even the cobblestone walkway underneath the scooter. And again, yes, they are intended to stencil the whole panel out, but you can stencil sections of these if you want to as well. So it's a really unique set with a very specific theme. But again, I just know there's people out there that look for this kind of stuff. So we brought it in limited quantities, and it is available. And then there is also a new sentiment set, which we brought in as well. It's, again, designed to go along with this, but it also has French sayings on here, which I know is in demand sometimes. So you've got English, like happy birthday, miss you, happy birthday to you. But then you've also got French versions. Oh, and thinking of you, French versions of those things as well. And there are dies to cut them all out. Plus you have that little postage mark squiggle on there too. So that's all part of this set. I'm not sure if I have another slide for that. I don't. Okay. Ignore that slide. So here's a new birthday sentiment set. It's been very popular. We've already had to reorder this once. I'm sure we'll be reordering it again. You've got 2 different happy birthdays in a linear format. Then you've got a bunch that are sort of larger. Birthday wishes, belated birthday wishes, it's your day, wish big. I just used this one. Happy, happy, happy birthday and happy birthday to you. And then a couple more linear ones at the bottom. All in different fonts and configurations, which I love. And then there's dies for all of that too. These are a restock. They are called Winter Birds, and they're from Tailored Expressions, obviously, but we also have had Winter Birds from Honeybee. So just be careful that, oh, and I think Lawn Fawn also has Winter Birds as well. So you are looking for the tailored version, and see all the little birds that you can create with this. So the image I have shows the cardinals in a Christmas tree on an A2 size card. So you can get an idea for size. The tree that's on there is en route to us now. They are releasing that, and that's a whole other release. But the Winter Birds are awesome. There is a pear and a partridge on this too. So you can definitely use it for Christmas, but other seasons as well. I think the cardinals can easily be cut in blues to make Blue Jays. So if you're a Blue Jays fan right now, that's a cool thing to have. And then there's also a robin and a cardinal and fun things too. So love that set. It's been selling out like crazy. So we have that restocked. And then we have a couple of foil options here. This one, I am showing the foilet in the background, not the balloon cluster. I believe that set is in stock, and it is called Up for a Celebration, which is really cool. I've also got more coming because that one has been very, very popular. But I am referring to the foilet, which are the insiders. So birthday greetings that go on the inside of your card. And they do have the option for foiling, or you can use them just the way that they are, pre-printed like this. So that's called Up for a Celebration. And then this one here is the Essentials Pattern Holidays. So let's just see here. There are the 3 panels that you get in this foilet pack. Now these are 6 by 6, which is really cool because they give you 3 options. You can do, well, actually 4. You can do a full 6 by 6 background. You can do a vertical A2 size or a horizontal A2 size card. And you can do mini slim. So you can use these just the way they are, printed like this. You can color the images in just as if you would color in a stamped image. Cut them out, use them however you want. Or you can foil them with whatever color foil you want. And then wherever there's black, you will get foil. So again, you get the trees, the presents in 2 different formats. So here's just some samples showing you the backgrounds done up. These ones are foiled. Obviously, they want you to foil. But see how you can just leave them uncolored and just ink blend over top? If you don't want to add foil, you can just ink blend over the black, just as if it was a stamped panel. And then there's the one with the trees in the background. So lots of really cool options for these foilets. So that is all fun. And then something that I don't have slides for are these. Let's remove that for a minute. Okay, so this is a new embossing folder. This is the brick embossing folder. It is not 3D. It's just a regular embossing folder. And this is what it looks like when you emboss it out. And the reason I love this one so much is because it looks a little bit like there's snow on a brick wall, or the mortar that goes in between the bricks is extra thick. So this is the debossed side. And this is, oh, maybe that's, no, this is the, this is the embossed side. This is the debossed side. So you get 2 really different looks. So that's embossed. So again, the mortar looks extra thick. So it could be snowy. It could be just a nice chunky brick wall. But then you also get that other side too. So that is a new embossing folder from Tailored Expressions. And then we're going to move on to, let's pull my slideshow back up. I think we're going to move on to Pink Fresh. Yes, we are. Okay, so next up, we have some new arrivals from Pink Fresh. This one is called Twilight Tales. So if you are a book person, a reader, this is going to really appeal to you. This stamp set here creates that border or frame that goes around the card that you're looking at there. And there is a matching stencil and a matching die set. So the die will cut out all of the images that you have here. The stencil will help you color them in. And then the die also has all of the sentiments that you can die cut out as well. I just love this set. So here's one sample in one color combination. And there is another sample done in another color combination. I am really, oh yeah, there's Christina. I love book stuff too. There's certain things in my collection that I collect. So whenever things come out in that theme, I always make sure I get them. Books is one of them. I love coffee stuff. I love like outdoor things. So whenever there are things that go along with that theme, I always snag them because you can mix and match all of these things together. And I love this set. So Christina, you'll be creating some samples with this. So I hope you're ready. And then there is another piece to this as well. And it is called Nature's Narrative. And this is a die and stencil combo. And I'm just going to flip it over. That is the scene that it makes. So you stencil it all out and then you can die cut it out as well. And so this is one color combination using the whole thing. And the sentiments come from this set that I showed you just a minute ago, because there's no sentiments included in this one. And then I'm just going to show you the next slide, just using the rainbow part. You don't have to use the book part all the time. You can just use the rainbow bow. So that is cool too. Yes. And Yana is an amazing influencer that creates with these things. And yes, I did see that as well. So you can look up her inspiration, and there's just so much to do. There's trees, books, mugs, bee stuff. Oh yeah, we all go down the rabbit hole. Books is one of them though for me. I definitely love the book themed things. So that is for book lovers for sure. And then we have this, I think I talked about this in a previous live and I didn't have the die with me. Speaking of books, this is a frame. This creates a shadow box frame. And the reason I say, speaking of books, is the sample I'm showing you is a book tree, which Christina is creating with right now, I think. It came out with their Christmas release. So it's books stacked in a tree. And it just shows it with that, shadow box frame. And here's another one using the shadow box frame, just showing you what you can do. So if you want to give something a little more three-dimensional, or if you want to put up some decor or something like that, it's a really cool thing to have. And you can put anything in it. It doesn't have to be Christmas stuff. It's a great way to give a gift to a fellow crafter as well, too. You can create basically a card scene inside of the frame, and it's something that they can display in their craft room or in their home, or on a bookshelf or something like that. And then the final thing is the heat-resistant acetate sheets. So when I did my video last week using the Better Press and the butterflies, I talked about this. But here's a package just to show you. So this is the Pink Fresh version. Spellbinders has it as well. So if you're using your acetate to emboss on, whether it be not emboss, to do anything heat related, so like embossing or your glimmer, this works beautifully. So you can use acetate instead of paper. So that is Pink Fresh. And then we're going to jump into Gina K. And while we're talking about Gina K, let's talk about her release tonight. So tonight is her new release. There is no kit as far as we know. It will just be new products. And that release will be live on our website at 8 p.m. tonight. That's when she's going to do her video. And that's when you can start pre-ordering from us. So we don't have our hands on the product yet. But we have ordered and will be ordering tonight as well to keep up with demand. And those products will be shipped out usually within 2 to 3 days of the release. which is very fast. And then we do expect the product to arrive in our store around November 6th. It's not going to make it to our address by Thursday to bring across. And then it's 2 more weeks before we have another delivery coming. So if you do take part in the pre-order tonight, just know that the products are not going to be ready for you to pick up or ship out until they come across with our next delivery. Now, that's assuming that Gina K is able to ship everything in a timely manner, which she has been. We cannot control how fast things come across. We're experiencing a little bit of that right now with the Lawn Fawn release, reorder, and the mouse promotion, which I'm still going to talk about. We have reordered everything, but we are at the mercy of Lawn Fawn for shipping. And they do seem to be taking their time getting it out. So it is a busy time everywhere. So we just have to be patient and know that. But just know that when you pre-order a product, you can't change your mind. You've pre-ordered it and we've ordered it for you. So you're kind of committed to purchasing it when, well, you will have purchased it already, but taking it when it arrives. Just because something's taking a little longer than you expect, it doesn't mean that you can just cancel your order. You wouldn't be getting it any faster if you were to order direct right now because Lawn Fawn's out of all those products. So you'd be waiting just like we are. So it's just a patience game. We're waiting. We're trying to be on top of it as much as we can. We're in contact with Lawn Fawn and Gina K all the time about things and anything else that we have pre-ordered. But it does mean that you're kind of guaranteed to get it. So I bet you 90% of the people, yeah, they are. It's not just retail, it's everything. And the thing is, I know that 95% of you are going to get it and put it in your stash. You're not going to use it right away anyway. Not that I'm saying that that's an excuse for taking too long, but we all know that we have tons of things to play with, and they will make it, and you are guaranteed to get it. So don't panic and just kind of hang in there. But yes, Gina K releases tonight, and it's a very popular thing. It's really catching on with the Canadian market that we are kind of the go-to place for Gina K new release stuff. So it's busy. And the thing is, you want to order as quickly or as closely to the release time as you can. Eventually things will sell out at Gina K, or it gets to the point that we need to have a large enough order to put in. So that may take a few days or sometimes even a week or two before we are able to order again. So definitely pay attention to the release if you're a Gina K fan, and order as closely to the release as you can to guarantee that you're going to get it. But in the meantime, we did restock a lot of seasonal favorites with Gina K. So these are not necessarily brand new items, but very popular ones that customers are looking for, especially with the holidays. So we're going to run through a bunch of those. I don't have a lot of slides for these guys because I just ran out of time. I couldn't get any more slides ready, but if you do a quick Google search, you're going to find lots of things. And oftentimes we have things on our website too that you can refer to. This one here is the layered mistletoe, and it is a stencil and die combo. So that has been restocked. That's a fairly new one. A few releases ago, she came out with this, and it's been really popular. Stencil called Snowfall. And this is just a nice basic stencil that does the, I call this a blizzard. It does the blizzard look. So it gives you nice full snow, but not snowflakes, just the little round dots. So you can drag texture paste through this. You can ink blend through it, all sorts of fun things. This is a really popular one. We stock this one a lot. It's called Fizzy, and just creates all of the circles. So whether you do a full blend all the way or just keep it central and kind of have it fade out, has lots of options. Would be really nice for Christmas. You could do it in red or green as well. And then obviously her snowflakes are really popular. This is the Stellar Snowflake, and this one is the Snowflake Mandala. Okay, so again, lots of samples available on her fan pages and her store web page or Facebook page. They often show inspiration with things very deep back into her inventory. So just go searching through there, and I'm sure you'll find lots of things. This is a fairly new one. This is called the Twirl It Checks. So really cool options for that as well. So those are some new stencils. And then we have a bunch of like standalone dies. So the Snowflake Trio. So you get those 3 large snowflakes in this package. Again, you can layer them up or use them individually. This one's a really popular one, the holiday toppers. We ordered a little deeper on this because it often sells out when you get really close to Christmas. If you have a circle die, you can use these to put on top of it and turn it into an ornament. It's really awesome. And then it also has the bows that go along with it. So lots of options for sizes, and you can just use it in combination with a circle die, which is really cool. Excuse me. This one is the Snowflake Circle Cover Plate. So again, that cuts out the front for a card, and then it makes a window for the snowflake, which can be used just like it is, or you can use as a shaker option. We have the Merry Christmas and Shadow die. So you can use Merry Christmas on its own, or you can layer it up and put the shadow behind it. You can also carefully snip off the Merry and just use the word Christmas as well. We have the ornamental trees. So these cut out beautifully if you have like a glitter or foil paper. And then also the elegant tree. That's another really popular one. The Tag Trio, that's always been a popular die, but it's got extra popular because she came out with her polyglaze sheets that go along with this die that allow you to foil and layer with the dies, which is really cool. The sentiment strips, these are just basic sentiment strips for all of those one-line sentiments. The Bubbles cover plate. The circle window plate. This is the All at Once Greetings die. This is the one that goes with this set that we're giving away. So this is the die that you lay over top of this, and it cuts them all out. They have other stamps in this series. So we sell the die by itself, and then you can match it up to whatever stamp set you have. And then we also have the Hello and Shadow die set as well. And then this big, huge stack of stamps. So we've got, oh, this one's sold out. We'll be getting this one again. It's called Find Peace, but this one is sold out. Her silhouette stamps are super popular, and these are just amazing. So this one here is called Christmas Greenery. So you get two beautiful sentiments. You get snowflakes, you get greenery, and then this beautiful snowflake or tree image at the bottom with the three trees. This one here is Wishing You. So just a really nice sentiment set. So one-line greetings, and then this beautiful scripted one. And then look at the beautiful snowflakes. You don't have to have dies for everything either. Sometimes it's nice just to have a stamp set. This one is, because these ones don't come with dies. This is the Holly Jolly Mini. So this would be beautiful on the inside of a card. Same thing with this. Do any products from Gina K's release tonight? Oh, gosh. Wow, did you guys hear that? Sorry. There's some kind of Amber Alert. Okay, do any products from Gina's release tonight qualify for free shipping? As long as it's not a kit or, see, we don't know everything that she's going to release. We know most of what she's going to release tonight. If it's excluded, it will say so in the product description, but kits are not. And I think her embossing folder and stencil combos are not. Yes. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So there are a few things that are excluded, but I don't know. Most of her regular stamps and dies are all fine. It's just when she has the kits. Yeah, she's got lots of sneak peeks on her Facebook group, but I don't know. I know there isn't a kit, so none of that should. But sometimes she has things that she doesn't sneak, and she doesn't even sneak them to us. We've only find out when we watch the live tonight with you guys. So as far as I know, everything should be fine, but it will say in our product descriptions if it's not part of the free shipping thing. So that you just have to kind of keep an eye on. The reason that we don't do it on kits or those embossing folder combos is because we pay full retail price for those. So we can't afford to absorb shipping on those products because we would be losing money. So we already take a hit by bringing them in. We can't take another hit by offering free shipping. But yeah, I mean, I can say right now confidently that by ordering through us, you're going to save yourself some money. with the postal strike, I know that that's over now, or at least they're running partially. I'm not sure what Gina's doing about it, but by the time you pay shipping and then those surprise duties and all those fun things and tariffs that you're going to get nailed with when you order, we've tried to absorb a lot of that for you. So at least when you see our pricing, you know what you're going to pay. But you have the right to shop wherever you want. We're just trying to make it easier for people. So this is a restock. It's the Let Your Dreams Be Wings, and it has the matching die set. It's a beautiful set. Love it. And then some backgrounds. We've got the close knit background. This is a background stamp. Now, a customer did bring this to our attention. These used to be red rubber, and they were a true 6x6. They are not a true 6x6 anymore. To me personally, that doesn't make any difference. I'm usually not going to use a full 6x6 panel. And I know that if it was a full 6x6, it would give you options for horizontal, vertical, and edge to edge. But that still isn't going to deter me from buying these. They have lots of options and potential. So they aren't a true 6x6. I can measure and see what the actual width is. So they're more like 5.5, but they are. They used to be advertised as a 6x6 background, but I'm not sure what they are now. But anyways, so that's where they are at. And I love the options. The snowflake one is beautiful. And then sentiments, guys, so many sentiment options. These often go out of stock for long periods of time. So we were really excited when a lot of them were available. So this one is on the inside Christmas. Now look at all of the great Christmas sentiments that you get with this. You don't have to think about what to say. You can just stamp this in there and ink blend over top of it, and you've got a great inside of the card done for you. And they are all in different fonts, and they just look amazing when you stamp them out. This is the, I want to say it's Inside Edition. Oh, this is called Inside Edition. So this one is lots of different things. This one was part of a recent release, not too long ago. Yes. Okay, I'm just reading a comment about shipping. Gina's starting Canadian shipping tomorrow, although she has said there is a backlog of Canadian orders, 100%, because I know she was holding a bunch. So anyways, you guys do you. I mean, you can choose where you want to shop. We would love it if you supported us. We are in Canada. We try to look after our Canadian customers, and it does make a difference when you shop with us. So, I mean, for us and for you, I hope. But anyways, so this is the Inside Edition. So we were just recently able to get our hands on that one again. This is the On the Inside Birthday. So great inside options for birthday cards. We always need those. This one was released a couple of years ago, and it's still a fan favorite. It is called Festive Phrases, and it's a nice big chunky sentiment. And then there is a matching die to cut it out. So you can do heat embossing techniques with this. You can stamp in different colors of ink. I love the big to and from, so great for tags. This one is called 'Tis the Season. I think this was just part of her release last time. Matching dies for all of these great things. And it has things like a gift for you, which is good for gift card holders and things like that. Now we're going to get into some of her silhouette sets. So holiday silhouettes. So these are not new, but they are classics, and everybody asks for them all the time. So beautiful greenery. Nice scenes. This one is Winter Terrain. And then we've got, what's this one called? Winter Whimsy. So this one gives you the ones that give you that nice knitted sweater, Nordic kind of look. I love the houses too, and the trees. I love everything. This was from last month's release, the Cozy Winter Wishes. So you get that beautiful house scene. Look at this. You get that beautiful Santa in the sleigh, the snowflakes or stars or whatever you want to, and these greetings, and there's dies for all of it. So I love that. This is also from last release. It's called Season of, what does it say? Seasonal Sketches. So again, a little bit more whimsical with the imagery and the fonts, which is fun. And then dies for all of that. And then I love this one, The Season of Joy. And it has the skates with the greenery. There's dies, and then there's a stencil to help you color in all of the the skates and everything too. So really, really awesome. So lots of great new sets. Well, not new, no, so in stock sets from Gina K. And then we're almost done, guys. Could you imagine if I was going to do the spotlight on top of all this? No way. We're already at 1 hour and 10. So we have some of her mediums in stock. The ruby red is back in stock and we've ordered it. So it's en route to us. But this is the emerald. This is the gel. So she's done videos on this and shown you how amazing it is. I've used products very similar to this. So you can see how sparkly and shimmery it is. It's so great. Really, really easy to use. Oops. Let's put that back on. So that is the emerald sparkle gel. And then we've got the paste in gold, white, and silver. So those are all available now. And then we have restocked her pick and stick tool. Now I'm going to point this out. I really don't know if everybody knows this. This is the new improved tool. So we carried the tool before. I don't know what's new and improved about it, but the tip is different. So if you're ordering replacement tips for your tool from Gina K, make sure you're getting the right size. Make sure you know which tool you have. The new and improved version has only been out for a short time. So if you've had your tool for a while, then you need the older tip. And it is clearly marked on our website. So make sure you're watching if you're ordering the tips. But that is all available as well. Okay. So there is tons and tons of great stuff to shop from. That is it for all the stuff I'm going to show you. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about. That is the promotion from Lawn Fawn. Okay, so Lawn Fawn came out with a promotion that started last week on Wednesday, and it goes until this Friday. Now we can run it longer if we want to, and we will as long as we have supplies lasting. Our first round of this sold out in one day. Like it was poof gone. You guys just ate it up. It was crazy. We ordered lots, but it was busy. So we immediately got on and ordered more, and that's what we're waiting for to come in, along with some back ordered sets. So we are we've got some movement on it, but it has not shipped yet. So we're hoping by November 6th it will be at our address and we'll be able to bring it across. But this is still available. We put this up for pre-order now. So actually what we put up for pre-order was this. Okay, so this is the supporting stencil and die set that goes along with the free stamp. Okay, so we have sent out an email last week, and then we sent out an email today with a link to last week's email. So you can still take advantage of this promotion while supplies last. I think we're down to our last 12 or 13, and then when they're gone, they're gone. We're not going to order anymore. But you can get this free stamp if you order $80 worth of Lawn Fawn products. Okay, you have to order $80 of Lawn Fawn, and then you have to email us and request the stamp. It's very clearly outlined. These are Lawn Fawn's rules. We're not allowed to put this stamp up online. It's against the rules. So we've laid it all out in point form, and we were very, very clear on what you have to do. So if you don't email us, we're not adding it. If you don't purchase $80 worth of Lawn Fawn product, not just any product, it has to be Lawn Fawn. So go back and read the email. We sent it out today. There's a link in that email that takes you to our original email. We have it posted on our socials. You can go back and look. There's links there as well. So this promotion is running while supplies last. And again, some of you are going to get it right away because you ordered that first day. Some of you are going to have to wait. And if it's done that way, then we won't ship or notify you until it's done. Okay, so this is still running while supplies last, and officially until Friday. If we have more, we will email again and we will say it's still on, carry on, and so on. And we did bring in a lot of previous Lawn Fawn, especially seasonal things, to be available so that people had a wide variety of things to shop for when they had this promotion come out. So there is still lots. And it's not just stamps and dies and stencils. It's washi tape, it's paper packs, it's magnetic sheets, it's stencils. It's all Lawn Fawn products. So definitely check that out. And if you are interested in getting this stamp set for free, if you buy the stencil and the die, that goes towards your $80. So it's like somebody said, it's not hard to spend $80 on lawn fawn. It's amazing. So so that is still available as well. Okay, so that's it. Make sure you leave that comment in the comment of your order between now and midnight to qualify for these 2 prizes. Okay, again, I'll run through. You're going to get the little stamp set. You're going to get the incentive set from Gina K, the spring celebrations, and you're going to get the Celebrate die from Tailored Expressions. So these are 1 and 2. So we're going to pick 2 winners. And you had to just follow along again with the rules. Make sure you put in your comments that you watched the live and you're buying products that you saw in the live. Okay. All right. And I'll post that sometime tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to cut it off now. Hour and 15 minutes. Not too bad. And I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 for the mini slim spotlight, but I will post about that so you know. Okay. We'll see you again soon.